peeps? It's Great White making it happen again today with some more Portal Nights. Hope you guys are having just the best kind of day. I'm having a great day myself. Words are hard right now, but we're gonna get through it. Okay, today is the first episode of a new series I'm gonna do where I answer your questions or I build your challenges. So you put in the comment section something you want to see me build, and I will then build it. We're gonna make it happen. And this actually, the first build that we're gonna do comes from a commenter on YouTube from one of my previous videos. This is Jeff Dono. Jeff Dono says, "Thanks, Great White. Super great information." It's spelled great with the Grate. Now that's 3 different ways to spell great in one sentence. I love it. I'm trying to learn how to use these logic items so these types of tutorials can help a lot. I'm glad I could be helpful for you. Can you make a tutorial on how to use 2 buttons on one door, but one opens the door and the door stays open? When you press the other button, it closes the door and stays closed. Okay, I like this challenge. I think it's a super neat one. Well, let's go ahead and jump in and let's make it happen. So one button opens the door and it stays open. The other button closes it and it stays closed. Well, let's approach this a few different ways. First, let's get our door. Let's get our hotbar visible again. Let's put that down. Let's grab some logic blocks and let's do just a 2 wide thing on either side of the door. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's put this here. And let's grab a couple buttons. Let's do a green button and a red button. Oh, where are they? Buttons are up here. Okay, let's go with a green button. I will find it eventually. There it is. And a red button. Okay, so our green button is going to open our door. Our red button is going to close our door. Let's do the same thing over here. Green button to open it, red button to close it. Let's worry about those ones later. Let's start with doing it on one side, because I'm not sure, Jeff Dono, if you wanted me to have just one set of buttons on one side that would work, but I imagine if you get trapped in your room, that's going to be lame, so you'll probably want to weigh out with some buttons over there too. So what we want is when we press this button, we want it to open. When we press this button, we want it to close. This is actually going to be pretty simple. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to first make it so that our buttons press. Having our buttons press is very important, and if you guys don't know already from almost every video I've done, to make your buttons press, we're just going to go like this. Let's go here and here. Here to that one. We're gonna have this button lead into a timer, and we're gonna have the timer lead back into the button. We're gonna have this button lead into a timer, and this timer, or delay rather, and have the delay lead back into the button. Okay, so now if we press this, it does press it and it comes back up. Press that, it presses it and it comes back up. And the way this is gonna work is we are going to create a timer. So you can put this anywhere. You can put it really, seriously, anywhere at all. It doesn't matter in the map where you put it, but let's put this up here for now. Now what we're gonna do, let's put a torch on top of this so we can tell if the door is open, or actually, you know what? Let's just hook this up to the door, because that's how we'll know. So what I wanna do is when I press this button, I want it to turn the timer on. So that's gonna open the door. Let's see, let's give it a test. Press the button. The door does open. If I press the button again, doesn't matter. The door is open. It's going to stay open. It's always going to be open. There's no other solution to this than it's going to be open when I press that button. Now, let's have this one close it. This we're going to put into the same timer, but we're going to put it on reset button. Reset timer. That's the input number 2. So the red button is going to be input number 2. So let's push that again. And sure enough, wouldn't you believe it? It sure does close it. And if we press it again, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It still leaves it closed. So, open, closed, open, closed. Now these button presses feel a little bit long to me. I don't like how long they are, so let's turn them down to 0.5 seconds. So now, that feels a little bit better to me. I think that feels a lot better. Okay, great. Now, what about the other side? Well, I walked through, and now I'm locked in my door, and I can't get out. Well, let's fix that problem. Let's solve that issue. Let's grab a couple of OR gates. Super easy. Hello, OR gate. I love you. You're the answer to all my problems. Let's put 2 of them on top of each other. And we're going to have this bottom one lead into input number 2 for the timer. We're going to have this top one lead into input number 1. So now there's 2 things that could potentially turn it off. and 2 things that could potentially turn it on. And if we go our way down the chain here, we can see now there's 2 things that could potentially open the door, 2 things that could potentially close the door. Pretty simple, right? So now what we're going to do, let's turn our button presses down to 0.5 seconds for these ones over here too. Did we already hook these up? No, we didn't. So let's hook these up to our other delays. And again, I've said this before, you could use just 1 delay for all your buttons. I have found that causes issues though. If you use just 1 delay for multiple buttons, it can get kind of glitchy. So I recommend using 1 delay to 1 button. Now, these are all hooked up. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our red button, put it into either one of the OR connectors, the OR inputs. Let's grab the other red button and also put it into the bottom OR gate. So those will turn this off. Let's take the green ones, put them into the top. Take this one, green one, put it into the top. And now if we press this button, we get an open door. If we press this button, it stays open. We press this button, it closes. Press this button, we get an open door. Come through here, hit the button, it does close. Perfect, it works just fine. Now, one thing I would actually like to point out too is that if you guys noticed, this door has this big, ugly green lock over it. And I think it is just the yuckiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Well, here's a little tip for you guys. If you take your connection, instead of putting it into the top one, put it into the second one. That gets rid of your ugly, yucky chain link. And now if we open it, it does the same thing, but it is quieter because we don't get that chain breaking sound. And it still functions the exact same way. You can't open it without pressing the buttons. You have to press the button to open it. You have to press a button to close it. You can't close it manually. You have to use the buttons. And it works better. It works quieter. It looks better. And it gives us exactly what we're looking for. So that is one way that you can use a button to open a door, keep it open. You can use a button to close it and keep it closed, and only be able to use those functions with the buttons and nothing else. And that's one easy solution to what you're looking for. So Jeff Dono, I hope that was helpful for you. I hope anyone else that was watching found that helpful as well. Is there anything else that you guys would like to see me build? Is there anything else I can do that would be helpful for you, for your projects? Let me know in the comments section. I will happily attempt to make your creations and hopefully make this a little bit more exciting stuff for everybody. Hopefully more people get on board with the logic blocks and Portal Knights. Hopefully it makes this game a big deal. But guys, make sure you leave a comment if you have suggestions. Get on the like button if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to make a career out of this, and you subscribing really does help me out. So please, 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 guys, I would really appreciate it. But you've been a pleasure as always, and I hope you do have just the best kind of day. See you later, dudes.